The official website for the upcoming Central Bank of Nigeria's digital currency, the E-Naira, has gone live. This is exactly 1 week to the planned launch of the initiative. CBN Governor Mr. Godwin Emefiele, while speaking to a gathering of foreign investors in New York recently, had told his audience that because of the activities surrounding the country's independence celebration October 1st, the earlier planned October 1st launch of the E-Naira on the same day has now been rescheduled to October 4th, because the central bank doesn't want to take away the shine from the independence celebrations. Joining us to discuss further is Arise business analyst Chika Mboni. Chika, good morning to you.
Hi, morning.
You're very welcome, sir. So the E-Naira is the website is live. You were just talking to one of our production staff just a minute ago. He was asking you what are the benefits here. So
the E-Naira is I've got a lot of questions from this, from our colleagues. The E-Naira is a digital representative of the fiscal naira that have been issued by central bank. It's a complementary legal tender, of the fiscal money, with same parity, same value. There's no difference in the value between your E-Naira and the fiscal naira that you and me, carry. And it's still issued by Central Bank of Nigeria. And the way it's contrived is, everybody will have an e-wallet. So if you want to get the E-Naira, CBN ultimately will have an app for it. So you debit, you take money. Let me stop using big terms. You take money from your fiscal bank account, an account you have now, and put it inside that E-Naira wallet. And from there you can start spending. The advantage of it is that the transaction cost is lower. There's no charge for moving your money, and you can do peer-to-peer. You can even do trade transactions immediately with your money. And so people ask, is this same naira? Of course, it's same naira. And CBN has put on the conditions for operating this. See, this is not a cryptocurrency, really, right, as we understand it. Because one of the major differences is the fact that the cryptocurrency that we know, the anonymity is basic, is assumed,
right,
is major. But in the E-Naira, it's treated that way. CBN has stipulated the know your customer conditions to enable you be able to operate the E-Naira account. Depending on the amount, up to 50,000 naira, they say you can use your NIN approved phone. Up to 1 million naira, you can use a NIN approved phone and a BVN, and so on and so forth. Just make sure that the things that happen, that when, for example, when people forget their password in crypto, you lose your money.
It's gone.
But over here, it doesn't, So we're running an account-based system here where the customer is known or tied to one identification. So there's no anonymity, there's no privacy in that respect. So a major concern, of course, with people is it safe?
Right, secure. Yeah.
In security.
Yeah.
CBN has put in, all the security protocols required to protect the currency. Now, like everything digital, you never know. But all that's required to be done has been done to make sure that it is secure and sound. It's evolutionary. We're going to be the first in Africa to do it. Advantages for us for users include the fact that, one, it reduces the cost of the transaction. It's 24/7. It's seamless. And then it also will help financial inclusion. Because those in the hinterland especially,
yes,
who don't have access to banks now, CBN has made provision for them to receive their money through their wallets via their phones, and from there they can start spending and that. So like now that sometimes people want to send money to the village, to uncles in the village, they buy recharge cards, which are discounted in some recharge card vendors. Maybe you send 100 naira recharge card, they discount it to 95 naira. And then the vendor, trusts that the recharge card numbers are genuine, and he trusts the individual who brings the transaction. But this case now, the E-Naira is straightforward.
Right.
Because of the nature of it, there'll be no fake naira. and then the security is guaranteed.
Fantastic. Thank you for the breakdown, Chika. Trade policy, Chika, and the need for...
There are kilometers of difference between what we say or what our people say, what the government people say, and what actually is the reality. This is a country that, we have seen the torture that happens to us, our economy, when oil prices, crater, fall. And every time, in the last years, you can't remember, we have been talking about expansion, diversification of non-oil exports. And then the trade policy that you're required to do that, nobody knows when it's going to come out. Now, you just need to talk to exporters and see the lack of seriousness if a country that wants to diversify, from oil as a major source of revenue to non-oil exports. No wonder, therefore, that if you look at the ratios of oil and non-oil revenues, the thing has not moved the needle. It's even increasing, that oil, the contribution of oil. The story that you read, is symptomatic of the failings of the government side. And that's what this ministry is supposed to help in expanding the dollar earning base of the economy through friendly trade policies for investors coming to our country. Investors to come into our country, and even investors to inside our country to push their products outside. Do you know that goods can move from the north in 2 days, but moving from Lagos here to the ports can take you weeks to export? Do you know that the export expansion grant, required to support exporters, encourage exporters, the arrears, they're up to 2016 arrears have not been paid. Wow. And even the allocation is very paltry, and so where do we go from here? Ordinarily, when a country's currency depreciates like ours has happened, the advantage you get from it is what? Export. Right. But what are we exporting? You're exporting only what? Crude oil, which is removed totally from the dynamics of the non-oil export. The price of crude oil is determined by something else. Otherwise, if by now our exports would have been booming because it would be cheap, people have been coming to Nigeria to have vacation because they bring $1 here, the money will fill, Naira will fill everywhere. But nothing is happening. And it talks about the weakness in our trade policies. You saw the news some 2 or 3 days ago that aircraft are coming to Nigeria to bring goods.
Leaving empty.
Leaving empty. Vessels are coming to Nigeria here, leave empty, because there's nothing to carry to export, for a giant of Africa. So the report card of this ministry is from tonight, it is something else. And they have to take it very seriously.
They do. Arise business analyst Chika Mbonu. Chika, thank you so much for taking
us through this.